Vimal Raghunath, subdivision engineer working in mobile services wing of Kerala Circle. I'm a part of a team which is actually taking care of CPAN NOC and WiMAX NOC of Kerala Circle. Through this video, a couple of videos, actually we are trying to explain or put some light into the nowadays very famous so-called BSNL exclusive LCO which has been conceived, envisaged, developed and implemented in a nearby BA called Thrissur under the guidance of Anup. It has become a big trend or a big news all across BSNL that we are receiving so many number of calls through the last few days. Those from people working in BSNL around in India who want to implement the same project in their backyards. I would also like to say one more point that apart from increasing the number of connections of BSNL, it is also a big or a good business opportunity for the people who or entrepreneurs who want to put their money into this project. All of us working in BSNL know exactly what is the situation our company is finding itself in. All the issues, shortcomings, challenges, threats, etc. have all been well discussed and documented in various print, electronic and social media, etc. I think most people in India know exactly the condition of BSNL right now. At various times we have all been blaming management, government, our competitors, unethical competition, etc. for the situation. Most of us actually were trying hard to improve the revenue of BSNL for quite some time now. But I should say we were not quite successful on that. In fact, many of the officials were actually running the network of BSNL by spending money from their own personal savings, their own pockets. Especially people working in external plant, external section, transmission maintenance team, BSS maintenance team, building maintenance team, those people filling diesel etc. for the buildings and exchanges and all the big installations. They were all spending a lot of money from their own pockets for running the whole network of BSNL. But nowadays we all know that situation is also going to change because our salary is also being affected nowadays. All around I should say there has been lack of concentrated and coordinated effort. Data is the new oil, as one very big personality famously told recently. We all know who that personality is. I don't want to take names, but it is actually true. Data is the biggest revenue earner of BSNL or any telecom operator for that matter. But it is not actually mobile data that is going to be the biggest revenue earner. It is FTTH, fiber to the home. The ARPU, average revenue per user of FTTH, is much higher compared to mobile data, that we all know. But for large-scale conversion of implementation of FTTH, we need large-scale conversion of underground copper cable network to optical fiber. Actually, BSNL was not completely able to do that because of its own limitations in finances and all those things. We all know that. So for taking care of that, BSNL 2 or 3 years back actually started getting into agreements with local cable operators for maintaining these FTTH, not only for maintenance, for providing as well as maintaining these connections. These LCOs or local cable operators were supposed to install OLT at their premise. They have to pull optical fiber cable through the network, last mile network. They have to give connection to the customer and they have to maintain that. They were even supposed to market the BSNL connections as well. So most of those LCOs who started getting into agreements with BSNL were multi-service operators. That is, BSNL was not the only operator providing internet for those LCOs. They had uplinks of other operators, other local operators or other internet operators as well in their royalties. In fact, these LCOs were also given 50-50 revenue share for the connections that they provide for BSNL. That is also a good deal for them. But the connections we found of these LCOs, the BSNL connections from these LCOs were not exactly growing as we expected. The performance of these LCOs, the performance of BSNL connections in these LCOs were not very satisfactory. I'm not saying that BSNL was not having any problems. Of late, there have been issues with the payments or their due payments also. That is, their share was not correctly reaching them because of our financial issues. So that happened only few months back, or not few months, maybe from 2009 or late 2018. The payment due to them were actually not reaching to them correctly monthly. So that also hindered the growth of these LCOs. But for taking care of this payment issue, BSNL introduced a wallet system, so that there will not be any payment issues for them. But even after the introduction of wallet system, we found that the growth of BSNL connections alone in those LCOs were not satisfactory. At this point, upon investigation, we found that many of these LCOs were actually marketing BSNL requests to the other operator that they were having. That is, if a customer approaches those LCOs with BSNL requests, they were actually marketing those customers into the other operator. That was also found. So here BSNL started thinking about exclusive BSNL LCOs. For making things easier for BSNL exclusive LCOs or TIPs, BSNL management have also come up with some good suggestions, good recommendations. That is, if a person wants to become an exclusive BSNL LCO under business model 4, he can keep his loyalty in BSNL exchange and make use of the infrastructure there. But he need to just pay a meager annual charge of 10,000 rupees for exchanges other than A, A1 and B. For A, A1 and B type exchanges, he need to pay 20,000 rupees. But even that annual infrastructure charge can be waived off if the business of that LCO crosses 4 lakhs per annum. There is an initial installation charge of 5,000 rupees or something like that, which need to be paid, but even that amount can be waived off by the respective CGMs. Also, by virtue of another recent order of BSNL management, immediate relatives like sons, spouses, wards, parents, immediate relatives of BSNL or DOT employees or retired BSNL or DOT employees can become exclusive channel partners under business model 4, which is a very good initiative. This is also very important considering the fact that there is a lot of people who are actually planning to take VRS. It's a big business opportunity for them also. Other than that, what we actually need to do at this scenario is find some entrepreneurs or people who can invest some money and utilize it with a proper vision and leadership.